Okay, the next thing that you'll do when this arm lock doesn't work, or when you just want to do a different variation, maybe it's working like too much. I started doing this when I can really control the arm and not finish it. And then I'd be like, all right, I can do the arm bar. Let me try to do this, which I think is way harder now than trying to do the arm bar. But sometimes that shit just slips out and you have to go for this. Okay, so let's say Jeff's here doing the arm lock to me, okay? And I'm able to flip my wrist and start to get my elbow out. Okay, so my thumb right now is pointed down. If I just try to yank my elbow out, it'll maybe break, right? Boom, ow, okay? So I would have to like flip my wrist over so my thumb is pointed up. Now my arm's gonna start to slide out, okay? In this moment where I'm flipping my wrist and starting to slide my arm out, he's gonna grab my elbow with his right hand, okay? Right hand, say your right hand, maybe left hand. Left hand, he's gonna grab my elbow with his left hand and drag my hand across his face. And then his right hand's gonna sit up and hold my lat over here. And then off of this spot right here, you have a bunch of cool variations, right? He could go to my back, which is obvious. If I start to posture and drive into him, he can sweep me, right? Boom. Which is pretty simple. And he can start to do the over the top. Boom. He can start to do the over the top. Okay. Over the top. So we're in this arm lock. Blah. I'm about to flip my wrist, start getting it out. He's gonna arm drag me with his left arm. Right arm's gonna hug my back as I posture. That shit's gonna happen as I posture, right? If I start to yank this arm out, what's Glover gonna do? Triangle right here. Boom, but you're not gonna let that arm out. You're gonna stay tight. He stays tight, I can't take this arm out. He can go to my back. Or if I start to drive into him, he can sweep me. Or if I just stay low like this, start to go for that over the top and flip me. Okay? He can also just go for the over the top right off the bat. Okay? When you're in this spot and you're like, that shit's not working, you're squeezing. The guy's like, no, my elbow's like too flexible. You're doing something wrong. You can just weave. Look, he's weaving with his right hand is already hugging my arm. Move your left hand. Move your left hand.
Sorry, my left one.
I was getting confused. So his right hand's already hugging the arm. He's going to spin all the way over. This shin is going to come across my face, and his shoelaces are going to go to the back of my head. And then he's going to drop onto this hip, and that'll flip me. Right? So that's a variation that you can do when that arm lock's not working. You can go to maybe a more powerful arm lock, something that you can use your hips on. Okay? If that arm slips out, right here, stay here. There. Right here, if that arm starts to slip out, look, this arm's gonna arm drag it, and you're gonna hug him. Maybe that's something to practice, right? Just get used to that. You have to I know I'm losing it, switch. You can't lose it and then be like, oh, I wanna do it. No, you have to be like, oh, I know I'm losing it, switch. Like I said, I started doing this when I knew I had it, right? I would be in this spot and I knew I had it. The guy's trying to get out, can't. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to do this arm drag. So I would start to let it go and be like, boom. And then they would jump on top of me and I'd be like, oh. Okay, so when you plan ahead for these, what are they called, double attacks or dilemmas or something like that? When you plan ahead for the double attacks, they're more likely to follow through than if you're like, I'm going for an armbar. Oh, I lost that armbar. Oh, I should have taken his back. Right? If you're like, fuck, I'm going to go for his back by attacking this